Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. Today, we're going to be looking at Bitcoin, its valuations against the US dollar, watching the rally continue. Remember, if you do like this video and the other videos that I make on this channel, be sure to hit the like button down below and also consider subscribing. Well, today is Thanksgiving in Canada, where I'm from, and so today is a holiday and wasn't really planning on making videos, but realized it's Monday and Bitcoin's actually doing something interesting. So, something that I would like to talk about. So, Bitcoin is up almost 5%. It was 5% earlier today. Seems to be fluctuating up and down, but we're making new highs. Not all-time highs, but new local highs. What we're talking about here, right? So we are talking about the bottom, a high, a lower high, and we're now currently in the midst of making a new higher high. So we can argue that the trend has changed to something more vertical, if we would like to call it that. What we do know is that Bitcoin has now bounced successfully off the 20-week moving average, and when we do hold the 20-week moving average, it results in a pretty decent bounce. We can take many different scenarios here, examples of Bitcoin holding the 20-week moving average and continuing on. What's different here is that it seems like it was just a weekly bounce, like a 1 week bounce, if you want to say, to the 20-week moving average. You can then argue, however, that the test started at about the first week of September, on September 6th, where it landed on the 21-week exponential moving average, and people use the 21-week EMA and the 20-week SMA as interchangeable moving averages to fit the same purpose, both of which is historically strong support for Bitcoin. And when we do hold those levels, we do see the price bounce, and we're seeing that happen right now. Over the past 2 weeks and 1 day, we see Bitcoin bounce 42%. Okay, from the lows of where we were back in September, when we went down to $40,000, we're now trading at $57,000 and 36, $57,367. What do we expect from now? Well, we could take a look at the RSI as a maybe an indicator of what might be happening, and we're not trading up. We're going further up. We're at 63.52, but really nowhere close to being or overbought, in overbought territory. If we flip it to the daily, you can make the case that we are getting into overbought territory. We're getting into the 71.02. However, you can see that we can spend some time way above 70 on the RSI. We can see peaks of 88. If we flip it further back, I'm sure you can get higher numbers. Yeah, you can see here is about 94, right? And that was back in 2017. So you could see that we can spend a great deal of time at upper levels. So you can make the argument to say that, yeah, we're getting into overbought territory, but that doesn't mean that an immediate turnaround is about to happen. Regardless of the fact, Bitcoin seems to be trending up, and this is where it gets a little bit interesting. So, if Bitcoin continues to move up, then we'll probably see Bitcoin start testing the prior all-time highs, which will be an interesting moment for Bitcoin if we're going to be able to break through it, if we're going to get rejected, so on and so forth. But also, this has implications on the altcoin market. And I'll talk briefly here, but you could see altcoins are not doing very well. Chainlink has broken support. Uniswap is broken support. Celsius is trending down. Dozens of altcoins are now trending down, being bleeded against Bitcoin because simply Bitcoin is too bullish. If Bitcoin is too bullish, altcoins have trouble keeping up, and therefore their Bitcoin valuations start to bleed. And so if you're macro Bitcoin, this is great news for you. Bitcoin is now leading the market. It is outpacing the market. But at the same time, if you are an altcoin holder, this doesn't really stem the greatest of news. Now, it could be worse. If Bitcoin's dropping like a rock, then yeah, altcoins are also going to get heavily affected. But at least in this regard, altcoins against their dollar valuations are doing okay, right? They're not falling, right? They're not falling, but they're not doing great either. They're being outpaced by Bitcoin. And so this is why I try to preach saying that you should have a very large Bitcoin position in your portfolio. Even better if it's more than half of your portfolio. That would be the best kind of result. But obviously, I don't think everyone does that. And so, what should you do? Well, I mean, you have two choices really. If you think Bitcoin's rally is going to continue on like this, then you can sell your altcoins back into Bitcoin and just let it ride. But that is a little too much involved because then you're trading you're still holding that risk. You're selling at a loss. It's is not the greatest position to be in. The other option is just to hold it, which is what I am doing now. I don't have like a super large altcoin position, but but Bitcoin is still a very large portion of my portfolio, and because of that, my when Bitcoin moves up like this, I do benefit. In addition to that, I do have futures contracts on Bitcoin right now to further increase my Bitcoin positions, and those are doing very well because those are long positions. And what I'm planning to do at this moment is probably to sell some of those contracts out, and take some profits from that and let the rest ride. Um, Eventually, we'll come to a point where Bitcoin's going to top out, start to move sideways, volatility drops, and the altcoins will have their day. But until then, the show is Bitcoin. And for me, that's what I'm focusing on here. We will get into further down the line uh, strategies of or when we can start loading back on altcoins. But it seems like for me, as an example, I've been loading up on altcoins this whole time, but only a select few, right? Chainlink, Aave, and Tezos were the main three that I was loading up on during this period here. And Tezos I did benefit from greatly from this recent move, but it has traced back down. I can consider getting back in, adding on to my position if I feel like it. But right now is not the greatest time for that. I don't think. Right now is to focus on Bitcoin. The next steps would be $60,000 or so, and $64,000, which is the prior all time high. But until then, keep an eye on Bitcoin. Obviously, this move is going to continue on. It seems like, and the next steps would be the prior all time highs. And if Bitcoin does break through that as well, then that will get very interesting. It would be really blue skies ahead for Bitcoin. And at that point, we really don't know what would be next. But anyway, that's all for today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.